Welcome to BioClass. Today here is a new unit, Unit 8 Biology in Human Welfare. In this Chapter 8 and Chapter 10, Chapter 8 Human Health and Disease. So, first here, health. The term we have got, the health. Health, frequently it is used by everybody. Health, normally it indicates the physical fitness. But according to the definition, health does not simply means the absence of disease or physical fitness. It is also the complete physical, mental, and the social well-being. Okay, so let's take a look here. This definition given by the World Health Organization. Here it is, according to that World Health Organization, the health may be defined as the state of the complete physical, mental, and the social well-being, not merely the absence of disease. So, if any person is not having the disease, we cannot say that healthy person, because there are more two factors, that is the social and the mental. Let's see this point here, then we can able to understand the complete definition. So here it is health. So physical fitness, it means that no disease is there, the person is physically fit. Okay, no disease is there, so the person is healthy. But we have to check that mental health also. Mental health from outside, that all fitness is there, but mental health is not there. If not there, then it is not healthy person. What kind of mental health? That is the obsessive compulsive disorder, psychosis, neurosis, manic depressive, schizophrenia, all that kind of mental health and mental problem. Obsessive compulsive disorder, I think you heard about that. Here is the obsession is there, and the compulsive work, the forced work is there, and this one kind of mental disease which is found in various person. So, suppose one example, if we take that any person locked the door, but his obsession tells that he not locked the door. Okay, so he again and again checking the lock, whether it is locked or not. And this means the obsession is here is did not lock the door, and compulsion is the again and again going there and the checking. So this kind of disorder is a mental disorder. That's you know that some are all the time washing the hand because there's some dirty things are there in the hand. This is also okay. So here the mental health also should be there in a healthy person. Now, we are social, we human beings are social, so social aspect also, social health also will be there. So any person, if it is self-centered and not not social, not follows the social rules and regulations, this person is not counted as healthy person. Okay, so here the self-centered, selfishness, the individualization, all these things, the social also rule we have to follow, and socially we have to fit, and show that we can say that any person is healthy. Other factors are hereditary factors, some the personal factors, some environmental factor. These are not very important, but these three you have to keep in mind. Now, next is disease. Disease, it means the absence or deviation from the normal health. So, when any person deviate from the normal health, which the condition is told now, we can say that the person is having the disease. So, disease here, it is grouped in infectious and non-infectious disease. Let's see your syllabus and the infectious and non-infectious disease. So here should infectious, non-infectious, I think everybody you know the meaning of it. Infectious disease, it means that some infectious agent will be there. That is the bacterial, viral, the protozoa. So here this pathogen, it can infect the disease. It can be direct infect, or it can be some intermediate like vector, like fly, mosquitoes. But this infection will be there. So infectious disease is certainly some other factor which will be from the outside will be there all the time. Non-infectious disease like cancer, here it will be quite intrinsic, and internal problems can create the disease. Now here you can see your syllabus, that what we are going to do here. In bacterial disease, which is under infectious, typhoid and pneumonia in your syllabus. In viral, common cold, dengue, chikungunya in your syllabus, and with that AIDS also there. But you can see that the AIDS and the cancer I have written in bold. It is there in your syllabus, but it will be taught after immunity, that part, and in broad discussion will be there. In protozoic, the malaria, amoebiasis. In helminthic, that ascariasis, filaria, and fungal, that ringworm. These are in a very short form. You can see in your book also it is given in a very short way, that discussion will be there. And here I will try also to teach in short format. So you can see this, that this is in your syllabus that you have to cover. AIDS and the cancer, it will be afterward, in this chapter only, afterward in broad. All right. So one by one we can start this part. So bacterial disease. So typhoid is fever, is an infection that spread through contaminated food and water, and Salmonella typhi, that pathogenic bacteria, here it throws that toxins, and so that this fever will come. You can see here that Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi, you can see here. Here it is gram negative, Peritrichus acid resistance bacterium, transmission through water and housefly. It is found in patient blood, lymph, spleen, liver, gallbladder. In these areas, you can see that here is the list. You can see, and it causes a fever. Fever is 104 degree Fahrenheit due to the endotoxins released by the bacterium. And if it is prolonged, then the ulcer is there in the intestine. You can see that the ulcer, the patch, which is found in, which is called the typhoid ulcer. Here is it can be direct contact through food, drinking water, entry by the oral route through tonsil. It can enters, and you know that high fever, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, all this type of problems are there in typhoid. Okay. So in typhoid, that one related part that I just want to tell you, that is the detection is vital test, which is called. Just know little bit about it. In details, not required at all. The vital test. Still, we are using uh, this one, that is the tube dilution agglutination test. Here, what it is done, that antigen which is collected from the patient body, that is the blood, 0.23 ml, and some diluter mixed sodium chloride 7 ml. So it is 1:30 dilution, and after dilution we have to see that whether it is coagulated or not. I mean, here it is called agglutination or not. So in normal cases, that this kind of dilution, it is coagulated. But if we dilute more, see that 1:120, 1:240, 1:480, 1:960, when it is more diluted, in that case, if it is coagulated, then you have to confirm that typhoid fever, I mean typhoid is there, Salmonella typhi is there, Salmonella paratyphi A, paratyphi B, all these things, it is there. So 1:120 if coagulated, then also disease not confirmed. After that, if it is not coagulated, then disease is not there. Okay. So that is about the vital. Just know about this. Detail not required. So next, bacterial disease, pneumonia. In that disease, pneumonia, the air sac alveoli may fill with fluid or pus. This infection can be, life threatening to anyone, but particularly infants and the aged over 65 years, that is the fatal. Here in pneumonia, the disease pneumonia, you can see this one. In this, you can see here that here the bronchi, this areas, the bronchial tube. Here this the open is sac of the alveoli, and here some mucus it is filled here. When this area, when it is filled with the mucus, this area, I mean, non-functional, it becomes non-functional, so that the huge respiratory problem will occur in this. Here, causative agent in pneumonia, the Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, they are gram-positive cocci. Here the symptom, here it is found in the respiratory tract, blood and the lymphatic tissues. You can see that the cocci, how it looks like, that pneumococcus. Here, these are the bead like. Infection, it is direct contact, nasal droplet spread to the nose, to the larynx, trachea and the bronchus. The entry here, the respiratory passage, blood. Okay, so so this disease, you can see that here the symptoms. The symptoms of pneumonia include fever, chill, cough, and the headache. In severe case, the leaves and the fingernails may turn to grey and the bluish in color. All right. Next, we will discuss viral disease, which is common cold, dengue and chikungunya. the next class. Okay, thank you.